Hey guys, what's up? It's John D here again. Episode 5 of JCD TV. Pretty cool that I on my fifth one. Gonna go a little bit different here this week. I don't have anything specific. One thing that I'm gonna do, like I've done topics on James Storm, Bobby Roode, Tenzai, done some Raw reviews. I'm looking to do something a little different. Maybe go a little bit off the cuff. Maybe go with a wide variety of topics here. And the first thing I wanted to cover was what happened Monday night with CM Punk and Vince McMahon. And the match itself was amazing, especially the fact that they were allowed to really go as hardcore as they did. I mean, not that they went, crazy, but in the modern day PG era, this was a welcome change. I like to think we may be on something here besides just a one-off confrontation with Vince. I'm starting to become of the mindset that this may tie in to a little mini Punk versus McMahon feud that was kind of started last year during the contract negotiation stuff, and even morphed into his match with Triple H at Night of Champions. And the exact place I'm going with this is I fully expect Punk to choose an injured John Cena at Hell in a Cell, as well as defeat John Cena at Hell in a Cell. I definitely seeing him and Paul Heyman put every obstacle in front of Ryback as possible to hold that match off. As I said, in earlier webcast, as well as on Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio that you can catch every Tuesday night. Jay and Will do a phenomenal job on it. I'm very fortunate that they allow me to join them on it. I feel that the one wrench in all this booking with Ryback and Cena and CM Punk is the match with The Rock at the Royal Rumble. However, you do get two pay-per-views that sandwich that, TLC, as well as Elimination Chamber, which I will go into during my little diatribe here about where I could see the Punk thing going, how this all fits in, and how you can map Punk out from here straight to WrestleMania. So, as I said, I could see this being a case where Punk will choose an injured John Cena. And at that point, Cena will be defeated by Punk at Hell in a Cell. Vince will be livid. I think, and I never bought into the whole he was going to be gone till WrestleMania story that was out there. I think this is a great way to segue Triple H back and give us a rematch from Night of Champions last year, which I know I definitely hated the result of it. Once they announced Triple H's CEO power was on the line, I knew Punk was screwed. But I think this would be Triple H, CM Punk at Survivor Series would be a great way to get some of that heat back. Triple H could then, take off again, and, I'll see you guys later on. And if you do follow me on my YouTube channel, you've seen some of my WWE 12 prediction / simulation WrestleMania 29 matches. You'll see where I could see Triple H going for WrestleMania. So you can check that out. Now, so you'll have Punk Cena at Hell in a Cell. I think you could see Punk Triple H at Survivor Series. The word is, and it would make sense, and I live in the Brooklyn area, and I haven't gotten a ticket yet, but I would run down to the Barclays Center, as far of a walk as it would be, even though it's like a 10-minute drive from my house. I would pay to see Punk heading into TLC against Mick Foley. It works. It segues back from a few weeks ago, and it also segues into the Royal Rumble with The Rock. Take out Rocky's best friend. Now that feud's even got more heat, and it even lets you kind of hype up the Royal Rumble match without Rocky having to be there post Survivor Series on. From there, and I believe that CM Punk will retain versus The Rock at the Royal Rumble. like I said again, I know I've said this on PWP radio, but I think this will be where Brock Lesnar returns, and we will get Brock against Rock at WrestleMania. But that's a whole. Once we get a little closer, I'll jump into my WrestleMania predictions, and I'm gonna keep doing the simulations on WWE 12, and I'll be posting them on here, so you guys can check it out. Probably even before I do the webcast on what I think WrestleMania might be this year. At that point now, we have Elimination Chamber, and that is probably where Ryback CM Punk can happen. I think that would be the best place to do it. We can see if he's more of a couple week, wonder at this point. Let him really build up some momentum. You could probably feed him Big Show between now and then. Really get Ryback some real quality wins and stuff he could really sink his teeth on too. I apologize for that. My phone just went off, but sorry, that was really bad, but whatever. So I think that could happen at Elimination Chamber. Punk will definitely retain the title there, although he doesn't have to defeat Ryback. Again, there are some of you that probably know where I think Ryback can go for WrestleMania, and stay undefeated going into it. A cheesy DQ, count out, whatever, match for Ryback and CM Punk is fine. I know they're starting the house show loops this weekend, so it should be very interesting how those matches come off, especially since he is not working long matches on TV. I know they've been trying to stretch him out on the road, so we'll really see what Punk can do with him, hopefully for more than 10, 12 minutes, but we'll see what happens. And that takes you into WrestleMania, and I have stated from the start of the two screwy finishes with John Cena and CM Punk, the best way to end that feud will be at WrestleMania. I don't buy into Rock Cena 2. Steve Austin is definitely not wrestling at WrestleMania 29 this year. For anyone who thinks Austin is, between the injuries and between the fact that he is just not going to be third fiddle to Brock Lesnar, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Austin's not doing it. I do think there could be a scenario maybe where Austin shows up at the end of WrestleMania to confront Punk, which could probably, the 1 year hype worked for Rock and Cena. It did. You could probably get away with that with CM Punk and Austin for WrestleMania 30, which in my opinion will be in the Dallas Cowboy Arena. I think that building was made for a WrestleMania, and I think, if Austin's going to come back, why not do it in Texas? So that's where I could see CM Punk going in the next couple months. Another thing I want to jump into is the little bit of hypocrisy I'm starting to see in the IWC, as important as they want to think they are. For months and even years, one of the main complaints is how come WWE doesn't focus on tag teams? We want tag teams, wah, wah, wah. Let me pound my laptop, and this and that. We've got tag teams now. We've got the start, and like I said, the keyword there is the start of a very good tag team division. Not great, but it's the start of a very good one. And now, people are starting to bitch and moan about it. That, how come we're getting all these tag team matches? I've seen a couple of sites, a couple typed blogs, and this and that. I mean, hey, I'm no better doing a video blog, so I'm probably a hypocrite myself. But, it's like, this is just another case of, you can't, WWE can't please anybody, apparently, at times. And, let's see where this goes. There's a couple of good teams down in NXT, FCW. The Ascension, I think, are going to be the guys that if you really want to strap the tag division onto, you could do that. I really think those are guys that maybe next year you could really kind of strap the belts on and have teams chase them. The makeshift teams are very good right now because they'll get some of the smaller teams over. I've read something that, is on the table for Monday night. I'm not going to spoil it, but, you'll see a young team possibly get made out of that. You've got your quote-unquote jobber teams, your Santino and Ryder, your Kid and Gabriel, You even getting you'll probably get a tag team out of the band. Some combination of those three I could see teaming up. So, you know, let's not sit here and I can't stand hypocrites, and I just wanted to get that off my chest as well. I'm going to hold off on TNA until tomorrow night, or possibly Friday morning. I may not be able to catch Impact tomorrow night due to a personal reason, but I'm going to try to catch it maybe Friday morning or Friday afternoon. See what the final push is for Bound for Glory. Then what I'm probably going to do at some point before Sunday night, because I don't think I'm going to catch the pay-per-view as it's happening. I may have to follow it online and catch a replay. I'm going to do a Bound for Glory prediction episode, and we'll see where it goes from there. Aces and eights, obviously, Sting and Bully Ray, Aries and Jeff Hardy, Storm and Rude, with that ass clown King Mo, who if there was ever anything that I ever want to see blow up in Dixie Carter's face, it's this jerk off. He is. I'm not even going to get started on it right now. I really think he is the end all, the final spit in the face of the Bobby Roode James Storm feud. But whatever, that's another for another day. One last thing I wanted to touch on, and that's the story making the rounds of the kid that got his sign ripped up by Alberto Del Rio and his mother, who flipped her shit about it. Apparently, it's come out that Dixie Carter herself reached out to this woman and basically said that, oh, come to Bound for Glory, meet Hulk Hogan. Our superstars would never do anything like that. That's right, Dixie. Your superstars may never rip up a sign, but your superstars will show up high as all hell on God knows what, unable to perform, and have to take what would have been a great main event and turn it into a 20-second mishmash because they popped God knows how many pills. That's right, Dixie. Talk smack about the guys that rip up signs, but go ahead and promote your pill poppers. Whatever. Dixie's another fucking idiot as far as I'm concerned, and but that just kind of chipped me the wrong way. That how dare she take a shot at a guy just being a character when she's got good old meth head and whatever the hell he's on, Jeff Hardy, and Mr. 420 RVD. Let's be careful. I also had a bad experience with TNA last summer in the fact that they advertised the infamous Ric Flair incident at the Base Brawl show in Brooklyn. Now, I didn't care, whatever, it was what it was, but I know for a fact there were a bunch of people that went to that show exclusively just to more or less see Flair. And Flair didn't show up for, again, whatever the reason was at the time, and I know for a fact anybody that communicated to TNA office got no response. They were shuttled through to some secretary, some voicemail, and there was never a response on it. So you know what, Dixie? Before you start taking shots at other people, get your own shit together. Alright? I know I went a little longer on that than I wanted to, but it just really kind of hit me the wrong way. That's going to be it for now. Like I said, probably at some point this weekend I'm going to sneak in a Bound for Glory prediction video. Listen, if you're watching this on anything other than the Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Facebook page, you need to check those guys out. Like I said, Jay and Will do phenomenal work there. The website's great, ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com. Plus the radio show every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio, or you can also find it on iTunes. Really give it a listen, check it out. And I'm not just saying it just because I'm fortunate enough to be able to call in and participate with those guys. There's been a couple of times I didn't call in and didn't get to, and I've listened to it, and they just do some phenomenal work. The articles on the site are amazing. The topics that they go over, like right now, they're really covering a lot of top 20 wrestlers of all time. And from what I hear from Jay, there's a lot of great lists coming in, and no two are the same. So really check it out if you're not already. All right, guys, this is gonna wrap it up for me. Until this weekend, later.